Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. I hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, I can.
Okay. We're just
I
going to begin in a
my
few
camera
minutes.
also.
Hello, ma'am. Hello. How are you?
I good.
Great, great. I hope you're excited. It's really nice to see you face to face and talk to you. And I'm really wishing you a very, very happy Women's Day.
Same to you.
Thank you. And I hope that we'll have a really great session.
I
We'll
really
be,
wish so.
yeah, I really think that we would. Um, We'll be having all the attendees soon. The another panelists will be joining in a while. So let me just get the coordination done. Just a minute.
Mhm. Sure.
So, ma'am, we'll be getting everyone to join soon. Sanya is here. She's going to be the panelist as well.
Okay.
हाँ जी, मैं आप लोगों को इंट्रोड्यूस करवा देती हूँ.
Sure.
We will also be having our team. A few members from our team will also be joining, ma'am. तो जो भी questions वगैरह आएंगे, they will be guiding us and helping us out.
Okay.
जी. Hello, Sanya.
Hi,
You're on.
hello, ma'am.
Hi, yeah. Great, great. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, and I wish you a very happy Women's Day.
How are you, Deepali, ma'am?
Absolutely fine. How are you?
Same to you.
Thank you.
I'm also good, ma'am. Just give me 2 minutes. I just have to check the lights. Just
Yeah,
give.
sure. Absolutely. This is the time to make sure that everything's working fine. That's why I joined a few minutes late so that everything's prepared and going smoothly when the webinar begins.
Oh, I don't know. Zoom has, over the period of time, become hypersensitive. I just touch the screen and you almost go off the Zoom. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, yeah, there might have been some changes. Updates keep on happening, ma'am. Sometimes even the same app needs updates to, start again and work. I've seen it happen a lot of
Yeah,
times.
because I've seen on all the recent Zoom meetings that I'm getting joined to,
Mm-hmm.
you touch the screen, you do a little bit of here and there, and your Zoom meeting is lost. Your Zoom
Oh, I
meeting is
see.
not. I'm like, this is weird. This is not what Zoom we were used to.
I
COVID,
understand.
COVID got
Is-
us used to Zoom,
Yeah,
but not this way.
right. That was the time when it was really on a hype during
Yeah,
COVID.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that it would have been like really common for you to have webinars during that
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
during COVID, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
My individual therapy would happen on Skype because that I was doing before COVID
I
also.
see. I see.
So I continued with Skype for individual therapy work. But
Okay.
yeah, the webinars were happening on Zoom
Okay.
because I
Great.
was already used to Skype, and many of my clients were also already used to Skype. So we
I
continued with
see.
Skype for a pretty long time.
Mm-hmm.
But
I see.
webinar was a big time on Zoom.
Okay, great to know. We had to decide to, choose Zoom amongst all of the different options we had to conduct webinars. Zoom turned
Hmm.
out to be the most popular one, and
Hmm.
people find it more user friendly. I think the UI UX is more appealing to people who use
Hmm.
Zoom, so they preferred it. Most of the votes went for Zoom, so we chose to get Zoom for our webinars. Skype has
Hmm.
been pretty low since then, I think.
Skype is gone off it is
Mm,
almost off the
of the
radar.
radar. Mm.
People have started now meeting also on Gmeet.
Yes.
Uh, so yes, we did ultimately move. My population moved from Skype to Gmeet,
Hmm.
but usually because it's a see, I think Skype was a traditional one, so I was still using it for a pretty long
Hmm.
time.
Hmm. And then once you're using one software for so long, you get habituated, and then
Yeah,
you assume that all the other softwares would be working the same way. It does happen. Very
yeah,
common.
yeah, absolutely.
Sanya, I hope that you're able to hear us clearly, and I also hope that your microphone is working fine. We were able to hear you, and your network. Kindly make sure that it's also stable.
Okay. Is it like now I'm audible and my network is quite good, I guess,
Yeah. Right now it's
right
working. The
now?
last time you joined, there was some lag, so I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure that it's solved.
See,
Yeah.
interestingly, technically, a lot of things would happen even in the session. So, yeah, we
That
can
this
make
is
our
the
best. We can
disadvantage
make
of
our
the
best efforts, but
online things.
Hmm.
we
Yeah.
can make our best efforts, but yes, things do happen.
So I have one question. Do we have to introduce ourselves first, or you are going to?
I'm going to introduce you as the panelists, and then I'll be asking
Okay.
you guys to introduce yourself first, Deepali ma'am, and then Sanya ma'am. Okay. So
Okay.
then you'll
Okay.
be talking about yourself briefly, and then we'll move on to the next section.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to have the slides there on screen so that you don't get confused. Everything will be in a sequence. There are polls. I will be launching the polls as well. So कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी वहाँ पे भी. You are
See,
free to use English
interestingly, we
and
have
Hindi.
three more people in the Zoom just now, so they seem to be your team. Can you introduce to them too?
Yes, of course. See, I am there, and I think with me, we'd be having Huren. Huren
Hmm.
is a BDE, and she has a lot of experience, and I think she'll be speaking on positivity today. Then we have Mehek. She's also in business development, and Komal. She is a marketing strategist in our company. Apart from that, in the attendees, we have our team. Yeah, we have Nihal. He is the SEO specialist. Then we have Amit, and we have Abhinav. He is the HR person from our company. Then we have Mohit. He's taking care of all the technical stuff. So my team is already here. We were keeping tabs on everything that everything goes smoothly because the last
Yeah,
time it
yeah,
was
absolutely.
a little rushed at the last moment. You
Mm.
know.
Yeah, does happen.
So,
We
ma'am,
learn.
I would like to know generally like what all different disorders or conditions do you normally see or deal with in your area? Like you're practicing in Gurgaon right now.
See, I have worked in various sectors.
Okay.
Uh, so when I worked in hospitals, if I was working with Lady Harding, I was seeing
Mm-hmm.
general population, uh, people from mainly psychotic features in some form visible or a substance abuse, where there was an extreme, because it
Okay.
was a psychiatric setup. Or we were
Uh-huh.
getting a lot of referrals for skin over there.
Okay.
Uh, then when I was working with Lady LNJP, LNJP was a child specialist clinic, so it was a lot of children over there. Then I
Okay.
was
Okay.
working with Delhi Psychiatric Center. Delhi Psychiatric Center, again being a psychiatric setup, we were
Mm-hmm.
dealing with a lot of inpatients. So
Mm-hmm.
any chronic or psychotic features we were seeing over there.
Okay.
But I've also worked with corporates. I've worked with American
Mm.
Express for 4 years. I've
Okay.
worked
Yes.
with
Mm-hmm.
TCS and many more companies. So in the
Mm-hmm.
companies, we deal with a lot of relationship issues, stress issues, issues with the working
Mm-hmm.
management, or their
Mm-hmm.
personal home issues coming up. Some bit of anxiety, depression, especially anxiety came up big time during COVID, which is
Mm-hmm.
comparatively reduced now. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, again, a lot of relationship issues come up over there. Uh,
Okay.
so that is what we dealt over there. Uh, then I've also worked with schools and colleges. Schools and
Okay.
colleges, it's usually normal academic stuff or behavioral issues.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, mm, Colleges, again, it is normal anxieties, depressions, or you might
Mm-hmm.
have hardcore behavioral issues or even
Okay.
aptitude issues over there. I mean,
Okay.
concerned about what is their future they are looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Relationship issues also come in. Like yesterday, we were talking about one issue of breakup sort of a thingy which came up.
Okay.
So yeah, interesting things like that come up, and we do see that.
Okay. I think in the urban areas like cities in Delhi, NCR, Gurgaon, these kind of issues, especially amongst the young generations, they are a little bit on the rise nowadays. I've seen personally.
Oh, interestingly, I am even getting people who are married long, long ago, and now maybe with their children busy with their own life,
Absence.
moved on in their life. They are coming and looking at their idea of, should we continue? I mean, maybe we don't want to break the
Mm-hmm.
marriage. Some might also want to break the marriage, but now what to do with this marriage? This marriage wasn't
Excellent.
working from a pretty long time. Now what to do with it?
That is a new perspective I received from you, ma'am. Sanya, I would like to know your perspective on this as well. Like, how has your practice been going at Jind Hospital, and what all patients, like, what all most common conditions do you witness there as the psychologist you're working there?
Actually, when I just completed my master, I want health, like mental health awareness campaign in rural areas. See,
Mm-hmm.
in urban areas, there is literacy rate higher than
Hanji.
the rural area. So the people don't know what is mental health. Like in
Yeah.
हरियाणा हमारे यहाँ डिप्रेशन नाम की तो कोई चीज एग्जिस्ट करती ही नहीं उनके हिसाब से तो
Yes. Very
so there
true.
is the first thing that we have to aware them कि yeah you
Mm-hmm.
have this problem. Like I see patient when I first joined the psychiatry department psychiatry department in civil hospital. I had 150 patients only
Okay.
in which there is mood disorder, there is severe depression. दे जस्ट से कि
Okay.
हमें घबराहट बेचैनी होती है बहुत ज्यादा, ऐसे बंद कमरे में ना मुझे घुटन महसूस होती है। एनवी से आपको एनजाइटी है, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है, ये चीज तो हमने कभी सुनी ही नहीं, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है।
Mm-hmm.
सो उनको इंसाइट्स नहीं है, दे आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सेप्ट दैट थिंग। बट व्हेन यू
Okay.
काउंसलिंग जब उनकी होती है और उनको हम जब बताते हैं, लाइक मेजर केसेस ऑफ ओसीडी देयर आफ्टर
Okay.
कोविड, द
After
ओसीडी
COVID.
केसेस इंक्रीजेस, या
Okay.
लाइक पीपल आर सेइंग कि मुझे पहले नहीं थी, मुझे 2021 से ज्यादा हो गई है ये, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि साइड से कोई कचरा आके मेरे ऐसे चिपक जाएगा और मैं
Okay.
गंदी हो गई, फिर अब मुझे घर जाके नहाना ही पड़ेगा।
Okay. Okay.
मतलब वो दूर से अगर वो 100 मीटर्स भी है वहां से, तो तब भी वो
हम्म
बोलेंगे कि मुझे ऐसा हो रहा है, मैं झूठे बर्तन नहीं
हम्म
करके,
हम्म
मैं पहले कर लेते थे, पता नहीं कोविड के बाद से नहीं हो रहा मुझसे, पता नहीं ऐसा क्या हो, क्यों हो रहा है मेरे साथ।
हम्म
तो एंड वन मोर थिंग दैट आई सी, दैट इज मदर इन लॉ एंड डॉटर इन लॉ रिलेशनशिप इश्यूज, अ
Okay.
लॉट, अ
A lot.
लॉट। वो
Maybe
मेरी
because there is
In
सुनती
India,
नहीं
stigma.
that
है वो
cannot be
मेरे
one thing that cannot be there.
या एंड देयर इज एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर्स, अ लॉट, लाइक
Okay.
you are the father of two children who are
Kids.
adults now, 18 plus, and still
Okay.
you have an extramarital affair, and
Okay.
then wife dissociative that time to get the attention.
Okay.
There's a lot of cases of that because this is from the rural area
Mm-hmm.
where insight awareness is so much less.
There's a big
So
lack.
I want to work with the rural area people, and they just
Mm-hmm.
say कि मैं ठीक तो हो जाऊंगी ना, ठीक हो जाऊं,
Okay.
मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, आप मुझे जो बोलोगे ना मैं वो करने को तैयार हूँ, बस मुझे ठीक कर दो आप,
Mm-hmm.
बस ये चाहिए हमें। एंड देयर इज ऑल्सो अ मिथ कि मेडिसिन के बिना हम ठीक नहीं होंगे,
Okay.
ये बहुत है साइकेट्री के अंदर, अगर आप मेंटल हेल्थ के पेशेंट्स को देखोगे तो
Mm-hmm.
इट इज ऑल्सो विद लाइक अर्बन में भी मैंने देखा है, अगर आपको कोई चीज फ्री में मिलती है तो दे विल नॉट
Mm-hmm.
एक्सेप्ट दैट, उनको
Doubt it.
चाहिए हमारे पैसे लगेंगे तभी जाके हम ठीक होंगे,
Hmm.
इट इज लाइक
That's a very valuable perspective. I had no idea that this is how
या
patients are thinking, especially in the rural areas. I had no clue since, it's very rare that you see psychologists working very actively. ऐसे areas में बहुत कम ही लोग कर पाते हैं काम because it communication gap बहुत हो जाता है. It's very difficult उनके साथ ढंग से communicate करना. So I really really was intrigued by your point. I think we should start. मैं अपनी presentation दिखा देती हूँ आप लोगों को. I'll be sharing my screen. Do let me know if you're able to see it. We'll be getting a lot more people. I think it might take some time. So
Mhm.
hang on. All right. Okay. So, 1 second, guys. I have to make few changes here. I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes.
है ना?
Yes.
All right, guys. I think we should begin now. So,
Mhm.
welcome everyone. Very good afternoon and a very, very happy Women's Day to everyone, all of the people who are here today with us. And we'll be starting with our webinar that is on PCOS. And we're going to talk about PCOS. We're going to understand the various aspects of it. Patients को क्या क्या दिक्कत होती हैं, हम कैसे misinformation से misjudge कर लेते हैं चीज़ों को, and how we can deal with it better and how we can support people better who are having this issue. So let's move on ahead. So I want to give everyone a brief introduction about Positivity. I'm from Positivity, and Positivity is a online therapy platform that connects people who are seeking mental health services with the therapists. And the therapists are from various areas across India, even globally. We are connected with a variety of therapists who specialize in different kind of therapies. And the clients who are looking for specific therapies, they can log in and they can search for the therapists that suit them right according to their needs. So that's about Positivity. We have our website that's really good. I think you should all check it out once. I would love to have your feedback as well. And it's actually based out of Singapore. Some of the team members are based in Singapore. Some of us are here working in India. And we aim to create so much awareness about mental health that just अभी जैसे सान्या ने बताया था that people are not even aware कि उन्हें problem होती है, and they just mundanely label it as some casual happening. तो उसके बारे में हम कुछ कर पाएं, people are aware of the issues that they're dealing with, and they're able to seek help and improve their quality of lives. So we're actively working towards that. And although, yeah, the team is a little small right now, but we are making active efforts towards making an impact. And we are really glad to have our panelists here today, Ms. Deepali and Ms. Sania, who will be leading the talk on PCOS. And they're both psychologists, both very experienced, very, very good at both of their fields, clinical psychologists. And they'll be introducing themselves to us. I just wanted to include one point here in case somebody wants to book a therapy. I have my teammate, Horen. She'll be giving you a heads up about how we book a therapy session on the website of Positivity. So she's going to explain it to you guys. In case you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to share the link with you about what our website looks like. And I would like you all to, give me your feedback, of course, and check our services out, definitely. So, Horen, if you're able to hear me, I would like you to take it up from here, please.
Hello, everyone. Happy Women's Day. I'm Huren and I'm the Business Development Executive at Positivity. And I would like to introduce you to book our session. It's very easy and it's very quick. It's only 5 steps. The first step, you have to sign in and explore. You have to quickly create an account using very basic information. That would be your email and your phone number. You can browse the diverse range of licensed therapists we have that specialize in many areas like anxiety, depression, stress management, and others. By that, you can view their profile and check their qualification, and according to their expertise, you can check their session fees and all the client reviews, and then you can schedule. The second step would be the scheduling the session, and after that, you can select your therapist, which is viable according to your availability. Choose the preferred time slot of the therapy, whether you need the immediate support or you wish to plan it ahead. Then you can customize your preferences according to that. You want an audio or a video session. The third step would be confirming and paying. You have a secure way to do the payments, and after that you can apply the available discounts for it. We have an also there would be some discounts, you can apply them. Then you will get an email where by our confirmation email, and after that you can join the session through that link which will be provided on the confirmation email. And after that we will have like, okay, am I audible properly? Okay, so after joining the session you can explore the other you can have your personalized mental health session with our expertise, and after that you can also, when you have the account, then you can go further with it. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much, Horen. Thank you so much for helping us out with how to navigate the Positivity website. So we're going to move on to the few housekeeping tips that we have. जो भी attendees हैं, in case they want to ask a question, they can have that feature, raise their hand to speak in case they want to ask a question. या फिर वो chat box में भी अपने questions डाल सकते हैं, and I'll present them to both of the experts here and we'll get them answered. आपके पास polls आएंगे और उन पोल्स को आपको आंसर करना है. दे विल बी सर्वेज. आपको हमें ये जानना है कि अवेयरनेस ऑलरेडी कितनी एग्जिस्ट करती है, उसके बेस पे हम बात करेंगे आज. और दिस सेशन इज बीइंग रिकॉर्डेड. ऑफ कोर्स आपको रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगी हमारे सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स पे, सो दैट यू कैन एक्सेस इट एंड इन केस पीपल हु हैव मिस्ड इट दे कैन आल्सो एक्सेस इट. एंड स्टे प्रेजेंट, जस्ट एंजॉय. आई होप माय इंस्ट्रक्शंस हियर वर क्लियर. In case anybody has any questions, मेरे को drop कर सकते हैं आप लोग, in case you ever have any doubt anywhere. Okay, so I'm so glad to introduce our panelists here today with us. We have Miss Deepali and we have Miss Sania. Both of them are clinical psychologists and both of them are practicing. And Miss Deepali has practiced in LHMC, one of the most prestigious women's medical college in the country. And Miss Sania is known for working in the rural areas, and she's been very active, very proactive, I would say, in all of her efforts towards mental health. So I would give the opportunity now to Miss Deepali to kindly introduce herself and talk a little bit about her experience. मैम आप म्यूट पे हैं, आपका म्यूट है अभी.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for me being on mute. I just didn't wanted to create any sound from the background. Basically, I started this journey somewhere around, I should say, 2003 when I joined for my master's, actually. And my journey started with various courses, internships from there on. I have worked in private setups, I've worked in corporate setups, I've worked in schools, I've worked in government setups, I've gone ahead, done my MPhil in clinical psychology, and currently doing my PhD in psychological well-being in working professionals. If I see my snippet of experience with PCOS, I think our first experience of PCOS came from a few of my classmates itself who had PCOS, and we discussed it in classroom from there to now being able to analyze and work with a lot of professionals, a lot of clients which do come up with these issues, and help them see how they see sexuality, themselves, and PCOS in a complete picture, because these are very correlated things. We know PCOS, we do see PCOS as a medical issue, because India, which still has a concept that our whole purpose of birth is somewhere even associated around marriage and giving birth to the child. PCOS does impact our fidelity, our capacity, fertility, basically our capacity to give birth to a child. So it's seen as a very medical concern. The girl needs to be fine so that she can produce a baby. So there's usually the medical angle is somewhere still very well understood, if not in the complete sense, but yes, seen. But nobody understands the psychological aspect of it.
Very true.
Because there's a lot of factor of how we see our own self as a sexual being, as a female, which is correlated with the whole concept of PCOS. So that's what I would like to introduce myself as. We can go ahead.
That was really illuminating, very, very nice. I got to know a new perspective, and that was so nice of you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, I would like Sania to kindly introduce herself.
So, as my name is Sania, and I am a beginner in this field of mental health, as ma'am is here. So, I am feeling so low, this kind of thing, because the higher expertise is there. but still, ma'am, we are of this generation. Thank you so much for being with me in this expert panel discussion. I'm so grateful of that. So I am currently practicing in civil hospital, as well as I am also pursuing my higher studies after masters in clinical psychology. Currently, I am working in awareness in rural areas, especially, as well as I am working with the adolescence age, from the age of 15 to 25, that children goes through depression, anxiety, with self-esteem issues, relationship issues, OCD, and as well as other life concern where they have no clue about what is going on in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about PCOS, I have no such friend that have, but recently I met two of my friend in my higher studies that have PCOS, and they are always saying like nobody's understanding us.
Mm-hmm.
My family is also not understanding me.
Mm-hmm.
They are saying that you are a girl, you have to keep the things with yourself. Don't talk about it. Why
Mm-hmm.
you have to talk about this? Is the thing. Okay, fine, we will go to the doctor, or
Mm-hmm.
usually there is doctor concept is less, but let's say कि बाबाओं के पास they have this cure.
Mm-hmm.
झाड़ा लगाएंगे तो चीजें ठीक हो जाएंगी.
Superstition. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But now she is also facing a lot of mental health issues because of
Mm-hmm.
past traumas, because not of the family support,
Mm-hmm.
and even not of the sibling supports as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because a sibling, she has a brother, so
Mm-hmm.
she's not able to open up because of that
हाँ.
these things are not discussed with the males.
Mm-hmm.
This is the
बहुत
main
stigma है.
this is the main thing. So now
Mm-hmm.
she is with herself only.
Mm-hmm.
She just came, we are asking what is going with you. So because of that thing, that
Mm-hmm.
parents said don't discuss about this with
हाँ.
anyone, she's
Mm-hmm.
not able to open with us as well. We are
Mm-hmm.
we are her same classmates.
Years, yeah.
No, she's not. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the thing. When lastly, when we asked, and that she said, I have PCOS.
Mm-hmm.
What is big deal about that?
Mm-hmm.
It is a thing that can happen to anyone. It is quite normal.
Mm-hmm.
There is that this is not your fault. It is a hormone.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen with anybody of us. It can happen in a very small age, in your adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen in a very late stage. That
Late
symptoms
stage
are
as well.
late sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There is no thing of a shame of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I totally understand.
yeah.
That was a very good explanation of how stigma is still ruling the population. People are afraid to talk about these things, especially anything that concerns women's health, or especially related to menstrual cycles. Then it is considered to be a taboo topic. Then it's not disclosed, especially with men. It's not talked about. But मुझे लगता है आधी आबादी है, उनको पता होना चाहिए. Otherwise, how will they support you guys?
Yeah,
Right?
that's so true. And I see men's that helping
Yes.
the
Hmm.
females in that they are saying कि मैम you can open with us, and they were
Hmm.
like कि नहीं, आप किसी फीमेल को बुलाइए, हम उनके साथ ही बात
Hmm.
करेंगे, we can't discuss with you.
The gender disparity is very deep here. यहाँ पे जो generation से चलता आ रहा है एक mode, वो that's kept continuing. और ये rural areas में तो I think it's pretty high. वहाँ पे तो ज़्यादा होता होगा. Still we see men who are gynecologists in the urban areas, but rural areas में तो you can't see gynecologists who are guys. Okay. That was we've already started with the discussion on PCOS now. तो हम start करते हैं आज का एजेंडा. We will be covering 3 different aspects of PCOS. हम समझेंगे कि PCOS होता क्या है. जैसा मैम ने बताया, सानिया ने बताया, फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम है, साइकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट्स हैं, लेकिन है ये फिजियोलॉजिकल, मतलब हार्मोनल इशू होता है, और उसके मैनिफेस्टेशंस जो होते हैं दे आर इन योर मेंटल हेल्थ एज वेल. सो हार्मोनल इशू will show up in your behavior. It will impact how you feel, how you feel about yourself, how you see the world, how you behave with other people. So we're going to discuss that. We are going to discuss how this impacts relationships. घर के अंदर इससे क्या क्या डिफरेंसेस आ सकते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ पीसीओएस, एंड देन we'll talk about how we can help people manage this better, men and women, because I think there is not a big difference between how men think and how women think. Of course, we've been conditioned a certain way in society, lekin at the core we're all humans. So I think a little bit of compassion goes a long way. So we're going to start with the first point here, that is understanding PCOS, that is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. एंड इसके लिए मेरे पास एक पोल है टू अंडरस्टैंड कि मेरी जो यहाँ ऑडियंस है, आर दे अवेयर ऑफ पीसीओएस एट ऑल और नॉट. तो मैं एक क्वेश्चन ड्रॉप करने वाली हूँ, आप लोगों को अपनी स्क्रीन पे वो दिखेगा. काइंडली आंसर द क्वेश्चन एंड यू विल बी गेटिंग 4 ऑप्शंस कि आपको इसके बारे में कुछ कुछ नॉलेज है, आपको इसके बारे में काफ़ी ज़्यादा नॉलेज है, और आपको इसके बारे में बिल्कुल भी नॉलेज नहीं है. Just give me an honest answer so that we can conduct the conversation in that direction. फिर हमें ज़्यादा अच्छे से पता चल पाएगा. Okay.
Am I the only one who is not able to answer, or is
Oh, no,
that
panelists, actually, we don't get the option to do.
okay?
We can't answer polls. हमारे पास जो अभी तक रिजल्ट्स आए हैं वो है कि around 80% of the people have heard about the condition, and some people have it. We have people here who have the condition, so that is a good perspective that we'll get. ठीक है. तो now I would like to know from Sania ma'am कि पीसीओएस के बारे में लोगों का क्या पर्सपेक्टिव है, लोगों से कैसे समझते हैं, आपने जिन पेशेंट्स को देखा है, हाउ डू दे कम अप टू यू, हाउ डू दे टॉक टू यू अबाउट इट. इट विल बी रियली इंटरेस्टिंग टू नो मैम.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. So, PCOS is a hormonal condition that affects a women reproductive age, and it usually start in adolescence, and but symptoms may fluctuate and it may seen in your later ages. It can be seen in your 40s, 50s as well.
Okay.
And this is there is a cyst in the ovary. Usually it is a physiological disease, and it is a very chronic condition and it can't be cured, but it can be manageable. Usually it affects pregnancy of a woman.
Okay.
Women is not able to conceive easily as a normal women. The menstrual cycle is also changed, that the periods that come on the regular monthly basis, it may affect that. It can be a long gap of menstrual cycle in between.
Okay.
And there's a lot of symptoms there. You can get absentee periods, infertility, as well as you get some unwanted hairs on your face that usually not seen on the normal girls or women. वो excessive एकदम आ जाएगा. इसके अंदर जो टेस्टोस्टेरोन लेवल है वो होना चाहिए, वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है women's के अंदर.
I see.
और वेट गेन बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है. ओबेसिटी इसके अंदर देखने को मिलती है. इवन इसके साथ साथ जो जो आपकी फिजिकल हेल्थ कंडीशंस है उसके अंदर भी यूजुअली इसको जो बोला जाता है ये एक जेनेटिक कंडीशन होती है हमारी, या फिर जो पीपल जो टाइप 2 डायबिटीज के पेशेंट्स होते हैं उनके अंदर ये होने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा हो जाते हैं. इवन इट डजंट मीन कि एक फिजियोलॉजिकल है हमारा एस्पेक्ट, बट इसके अंदर व्हेन यू हैव मेंटल कंडीशन देन यू ऑल्सो हैव दिस कंडीशन. जब आप काफी टाइम से आप मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज के साथ डील कर रहे हो, क्रॉनिक स्ट्रेस के साथ जा रहे हो, या सीवियर डिप्रेशन के साथ आप फेस कर रहे हो, या और कोई अदर कंडीशन, उसके बाद इसके होने के चांसेस भी हो जाते हैं. I see a patient that has schizophrenia and lot of stress, और उनके बाद then after 6 months she complained that she is not getting regular periods. And when they diagnosis it with with the help of sonography, and she has cyst in the ovaries, because schizophrenia diagnosis 1 year back, but she is facing this issue from last 3 to 4 years. She is a NEET aspirant, a very young age.
Young girl, yeah. I see. Thank you so much, Sania. That was a news perspective I got right there. I had no idea that people as young as NEET aspirants are having schizophrenia as well, and then comorbidities ऐसे show up करती हैं. Deepali ma'am, I would like to know your views on it. आपके patients how do they show up, and PCOS को आपने कैसे manifest होते हुए देखा है? Ma'am, you are on mute, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry, I don't. See, a lot of patients now, if you see the higher testosterone which is there and thus having a lot of masculine feature, uh, I'll again come to the whole aspect of how in Indian context looks matter a lot, and because and especially during the later teenage, even the early teenage, but usually during the later teenage when the whole society would start talking about your looks and say how important they are. And usually PCOS does lead to a lot of issues with the basic looks, acne issues, facial hairs, uh, overweight issues. So a lot of such issues can basically bring the patients to basically seek some kind of help, because there's whole issue around that about their self-image one, which might be more among the aware people, but again, even in the people who are not that self-aware, the whole idea is that इस लड़की की शादी कैसे हो? So just treat this. We need this to be managed. So there's a lot of issues that a lot of people do come for PCOS for this reason. I'll again come to the whole idea that how in India the whole concept of female is around the idea that the female needs to ultimately reproduce.
Yes, very true.
So the fertility is very important. Again, the skip of menstrual cycle, which is again there in PCOS, the cycles are not regular. That also is a major concern why people go to first to obviously a gynecologist to get it to understand what it is, but then maybe when they start understanding that there could be psychological reasons, they do come to know. So a lot of these things are the reason why people come to us for these issues. And one thing which I mean, my biggest way of looking at it is looking at the whole understanding how we see our self image as, if it is because of, and how we see ourselves as a woman, because sadly there's a lot of women which don't want to have menstrual cycles. It's an unnecessary mess, it is unnecessary a problem, it is painful. We have a very negative image around our own sexuality.
Yes, very true.
Because sadly, we as women are also seen as weak people. So we don't want to be the women. We all take pride in the fact that we are superwomen, or we are like the men, like a beta of the house.
Yeah,
So
yes.
the whole concept that as a female, I am not, I am not happy with my femininity,
Yes.
is also sometimes seen as very significantly correlated with the whole idea of PCOS. PCOS is also, I mean, in like stress induced, and usually even stress, a lot of stress also changes the hormones. Somebody is, I think I didn't read the whole message, but there was a question around the whole aspect of it being medical issue. Yes, it is a medical issue. We are not denying the fact that it is a medical issue, but understand a lot of stress does impact our whole emotional well-being also. And if we go to the extreme version of Freud said we choose our illnesses. So we choose our illnesses because we seriously don't want to look into our. There are many girls who come to us. They say that I wish I didn't have periods. I'm so sick and tired of it. I don't want. It's almost disowning your own femininity, own sexual desires of the body, own sexuality. I, as a sexual being, and sadly, yes, in India, what of a woman is most respected? Female is respected when she's not menstruating. कन्या कन्या पूजन होता है. या बेसिकली माँ का पदवी बड़ी होती है. So the mother is respected, the kanya is respected, not a sexual female.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So there's a lot of rejection around the whole concept of
Femininity.
I self being a sexual being.
Sexual being, right.
So there needs to be a lot of acceptance around that. If we superficially say psychologically, yes, PCOS in itself also causes a lot of problems because as a I would like to be seen as a person who's attractive. People like me. People admire me. When I have a lot of pimples on my face, I will be very uncomfortable with my own looks. When I'm overweight, I'll be uncomfortable with my looks. When there is maybe the hair, the masculine hair growth, I'll be uncomfortable with my look. If there is actually pelvic pain, which is there, I'll be again uncomfortable with my look, with my pain. So there are certain aspects of PCOS which are caused because of the illness. But if you go into the depth of the illness, we need to understand that we need to accept ourselves and our whole femininity.
Very true.
And in today's world where we are so even required to go out and work and literally lead a life which is even financially trying to be at par with men or being above them, we are feeling it's so difficult to even accept the fact that we also have the other side and we don't know what to do with both the sides of us. It's sad that we don't know how to bring it together.
हाँ, integration नहीं है. Very true.
Integration nahi hai. So that aspect is what also needs to be looked into, the psychological aspect of it. Nowhere ruling out the fact that there's a medical condition, there is a medical reason behind it. It could be genetics, it could be environment. We are saying a lot of issues around various PCOS or any other issues are happening around menstrual cycle are also happening because we have milk which is rich in oxytocin because the cows are being injected with oxytocin. So a lot of such things are also true. I'm not debating that.
जी.
I'm just bringing up this point which is psychologically important.
It is very, very important and it's not talked about enough. इसके बारे में very rarely I've ever seen people talk about how we reject our own femininity, and that rejection can grow to such an extent throughout adolescence. I've seen how young girls are conditioned. जब छोटे होते हैं बच्चे, as a boy or a girl, they're conditioned a certain way. कि if you do that, that's very girly. That's it's given that connotation, it's given that label, or throughout adolescence. Obviously, that does depend on the intellect of the child. But if you see someone who is very sensitive to all of this, they will have such a great impact. It might become their whole personality, and it's not talked about enough. This is a very important point, ma'am. Really, I think this should be talked about much more. Women should be accepting their own femininity. I understand hustle culture जरूरी है. Everybody has their own calling. करिए आप बिल्कुल. लेकिन completely reject करना एक अपने पार्ट को, अपने आप को एक तरीके से, sexuality, अपनी sexual identity को, it can be traumatic. In my opinion, it is traumatic, and it should be talked about more. That was
Interestingly, when we are talking of sexuality, we are not just talking about childbearing and stuff like that. We are also talking of the whole concept of accepting what I am as a person. I do have sexual desires as a female, or
yes.
other aspects as a female. Hustle bustle is all part and party to it. Females who there was a time when there has always been times where females are actually working more than men most of the
Yes,
time.
yes, yes, very true. Very true, very true. And it's always been a point of debate. Lekin this should be brought about more. We have a question here. If you have PCOS, what medical problems are you at risk for? Associated problems क्या क्या हो सकती हैं? Sanya, I would like you to illuminate us over this question.
So when we talk about medical problems, there are two things, that is physiological and psychological. So when we talk about physiological, that there is a test when you are diagnosing, there is a diagnostic guideline. So for that, there is hyperthyroid. The thyroid problem can be there. Obesity leads to a lot of problems. Then is your hypertension. that there is a cancer risk as well.
Yeah.
Cancer risk of
Endometrium and ovaries.
endometrial cancer, that line in cancer
Mhm.
in your uterus as well. And there can be other thing that can be high cholesterol and
Mhm.
that cardiac problem as well associated with these medical conditions. And when
Mhm.
we talk about psychological, chronic stress,
Mhm.
depression, anxiety, mood disorder could be there,
Huh.
as well as adjustment problems could be there,
Mhm.
a lot of, and other self-esteem issues, as ma'am said, that oily
Mhm.
skin, that feminine, not able to accept herself, and because of the society, and there could be beauty on face, that
Mhm.
your face should look good, उस पे से
Mhm.
unwanted hairs नहीं होने चाहिए, आपकी एकदम neat and clean body होनी चाहिए, and
Mhm.
that even that girls want to accept herself in that stage, then society would not be.
हाँ.
और बेट मोटी, लाइक देयर इज अ सिंपल, देख ये तो मोटी हो गई है, कितना
Mhm.
वजन बढ़ता जा रहा है इसका, बिल्कुल
Mhm.
भी अच्छी नहीं लग रही, कैसे
Mhm.
कपड़े पहने हैं, मोटे लोगों को ऐसे कपड़े नहीं पहनने चाहिए, से ये लाइक दीज आर द सिंपल, लाइक नेचुरली इवन अ नॉर्मल पर्सन गेन द वेट,
Mhm.
स्पेशली फीमेल,
Mhm.
सोसाइटी विल लाइक, इवन इन फैमिली पीपल्स आर सेइंग थोड़ा वेट लूज करो,
काफी
ज्यादा
रिजेक्शन है.
मोटे होते जा रहे हो, दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. एंड आई हैव अ patient with the age of 13 and
Mhm.
she is slightly overweight. तो उसकी मदर और सब उसको बोलते थे बेटा थोड़ा वजन घटा लो ना, कितने मोटे होते जा रहे हो. एंड व्हेन शी इज विद मी एंड सेइंग मैम प्लीज ये मम्मा को मत बताना, मेरे को ना बहुत गुस्सा आता है जब वो ऐसे बोलते वेट कम कर लो, क्या ऐसे क्या बोल, मैं मोटी हूं तो क्या हो गया, मैं कर लूंगी ना एक टाइम के बाद. और मुझे ये नहीं कि सिर्फ वो मुझे मुझे बोलते इसलिए गुस्सा आता, वो किसी और को भी बोलते मेरे को तब भी गुस्सा आता है कि क्यों
Mhm.
बोल रहे हो आप उसको, वो कर लेगी ना, वो वैसे भी तो अच्छी है ना, क्या
Mhm.
आपको ऐसे अच्छी नहीं लग रही, क्या वो सिर्फ पतली अच्छी लगेगी आपको. एंड दिस थिंग शॉक्ड मी अ लॉट. एक तेरह
Mhm.
साल का बच्चा वो कैसी चीजें पोर करवा रहा है वो अपने माइंड में, इट्स बिकॉज
Mhm.
वो उनकी मदर मदर ऐसी चीज बोल रही है.
Mhm.
एंड शी मम्मी को मत बताना वरना वो गुस्सा करेंगे मुझे.
Mhm.
I-
That's a little moving, of course.
हाँ,
लेकिन this is true. It's the
yeah,
reality. Indian society में it's very true.
yeah.
And I hope your patient gets well soon. And not only does she develop a very good identity for herself, regardless of her weight, but
Hmm.
she is able to manage her PCOS as well, very well. एक और
Yeah.
क्वेश्चन है मेरे पास. कोई स्पेसिफिक थेरेपी होती है क्या जो पीसीओएस के लिए रिकमेंड की जाती है? दीपाली मैम, इट्स फॉर यू. People who are struggling with PCOS, is there any specific therapy approach recommended for them?
In-depth work is what is recommended
Hmm.
when we're talking of the self-image and
Hmm.
self-acceptance as a feminine body. So it could be psychoanalytical work, psychodynamic work.
Hmm.
The friend that I was talking of, she did a little bit of such work, and she also went into hypnotherapy and all that stuff. So
Okay.
it's basically acceptance of self. So
Hmm. Hmm.
it needs a longer work into acceptance of self as a female being. So
Hmm.
I don't think we should specify any specific therapy, but
Hmm.
any therapy which is dealing with the more depth of an individual, more personality of an individual. I do psychodynamic psychotherapy with people.
That is a very interesting approach. Mostly, I see people वो बस एक या दो therapy, they'll just label it. But that was a very good approach because I've seen कि PCOS manifests in very different ways in different women. They will have different symptoms in different manifestations. अलग अलग तरीके से होते हैं, and I think उसके लिए individualized attention, tailored attention जरूरी होता है. So that was a very very good point. Uh, I okay. So there is another question for Sanya. Are women with PCOS at a higher risk of developing conditions like ADHD or bipolar?
So ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder.
Developmental disorder. Yeah.
So it is for basically children with the age of 6 to 13,
Hmm.
usually in schooling time, जो
Hmm.
school period का times होता है. So no, PCOS is not that much of higher risk of ADHD, but it can be higher risk of bipolar
Huh. Very true. Hmm.
because of your mood swings,
Huh.
because of that constant stress on yourself, because of some adjustment issues and anger issues.
Hmm.
So you are not able to be. You are start preparing your defense mechanism.
Hmm.
So yeah, there can be not that higher risk, but there could
Hmm.
be a risk of developing bipolar disorder, not
That
ADHD.
makes sense. That makes sense. Deepali ma'am, I would like to know your views on this as well. It's quite a intriguing question.
See, I don't think there's any research comorbidity which has been declared on these two aspects. Even I, after that question, even I kept thinking, is
Mhm.
there a research factor which talks about these two
Hmm.
correlationships? Uh, See, we don't need to have a bigger label to basically have a
Hmm.
problem with things.
Huh.
Uh, I, as a therapist, when I did my MPhil quite later in my journey. Uh, Before that, I was very well working for a lot of years and under a psychoanalytical psychotherapist himself who was supervising. Uh, so one thing that we usually say is that the labels that a psychiatrist give are more easier for them to work on because
One. Hmm.
they have to provide medicine.
Right. Very
When
true.
we look at an individual as a psychologist,
Hmm.
uh, yes, Anya might be looking at it also as a disorder because she's working with a psychiatrist. But we
Hmm.
sitting over here in a private setup, we
Hmm.
don't look at it just with the label. We see
Hmm.
what are the co-associated. Ultimately, Sanya has also to come down to that, but it takes
Hmm.
time. You come with they come with a psychiatric diagnosis with you, and
Huh.
for us, it's the other way around. So
Hmm.
we basically say we don't need to have disorder to basically have
Hmm.
issues. We still
Hmm.
might be having similar kind of issues.
Hmm.
What is bipolar? Now the whole concept of bipolar has changed. It is saying that when there is excessive of depression, when it hits a
Huh.
point, it shifts to a mania episode. So now mania is not seen as an opposite to depression. But
Huh.
yes, if not hardcore bipolar, it does has a lot of impact on person's self-image. There's extreme stress. There would be depression, which will be there. And sadly, there are researchers which says every woman at least once in their lifetime goes through depression because
Hmm.
of even hormonal factors. So
Yeah.
yes, depression is very common.
Hmm.
We don't need to have a label per
Label
se
on.
for that.
That was a very intelligent approach. I must say, that was great. We will move on to the next part. आफ्टर डिस्कसिंग हमने समझ लिया पीसीओएस क्या होता है. वी हैड अ वेरी थॉरो डिस्कशन उसके कोर इश्यूज क्या होते हैं जिसकी वजह से पीसीओएस इज नाउ इन सो मेनी स्टेजेस इन सच यंग पीपल एज वेल. नाउ वी शुड बी टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ टू हेल्प पीपल जो हमारी लाइफ में है. आई हैव कजन्स, दे हैव पीसीओएस. मुझे नहीं समझ आता कभी कभी कि मैं उसको सपोर्ट कैसे करूं. आई हैव सीन दैट शी कैन गेट इरेशनल समटाइम्स and her emotions can really erupt sometimes, and it becomes very difficult for me to handle her. तो in that case मैं उसको कैसे सूद कर सकती हूँ. And this is not even just important for me as a woman. I think even men, they have women in their lives. They should be able to support women in their lives properly. So if somebody is having PCOS, us case mein, how can we get them the best, support as their peers or as their loved ones? I would ask this, Deepali ma'am. I would like to know your perspective first.
See, we should understand that female, due to even her hormonal changes, which
Mm-hmm.
anyway happens even if it is a regular menstrual cycle or an irregular menstrual cycle.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much of hormonal changes in a female that she
Mm-hmm.
is never at one mood because of
And
a
please, yeah.
hormonal factor. So there are
Mm-hmm.
phases of
Very true.
hormonal changes.
Mm.
So and females are more seen as irritable because interestingly we have never tried to understand the females. Even when
Mm.
I am a female,
Mm.
Uh, if I look back in my 12th, I knew a friend whom I very recently, after long years, met her, who had a lot of menstrual issues.
Mm.
Did I understand her? Never thought of doing it. I just
Mm-hmm.
knew one thing. Every time she had periods, she had to miss at least 2 days.
Hmm.
because her periods were that severe.
Hmm.
She used to say I have to change pads within a very short span. I have to change my
Hmm.
pads. It's so severe. I think that's the problem. We have never tried to understand the female.
Hmm.
So understanding the female is what is important. Even me as a woman myself,
Hmm.
we have not talked enough.
Hmm.
Uh, I was among the few blessed one where at least my mother gave me some introduction to menstrual cycle and
Hmm.
some introduction to sanitary pads.
Hmm.
I've even heard from females, girls who are not even introduced to their what exactly is this menstrual cycle is not even introduced to them.
Okay.
And I would not blame anybody because sadly
Hmm.
most of the mothers even don't know because today when I am at a stage where I'm at a perimenopause, I keep saying that I've got a perimenopause and my mother is like तुम अच्छी हो तुम्हें पता है पेरीमेनोपॉज क्या है हम लोग को तो
Hmm.
पता ही नहीं था हम लोग को ये पता था कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रही है
Ah, very true.
you know that's a reality.
Hmm.
I came into this field, so for me to
Hmm.
use this word, I can actually, if I am having hot flushes sitting in the session, I can even tell my male client, sorry, ignore this. It's just
Hmm.
hot flushes because of hormonal changes. You have to
Hmm.
learn to ignore it.
Hmm.
Uh, but how many people can be in this position?
Hmm. That's a very very good question.
Uh, because
Seriously.
I am obviously privileged that I'm sitting in a private setup. It's my
Hmm.
setup. I am myself the founder of this, so nobody
Hmm.
to question me.
Hmm.
Uh, I am also sitting in a society, sadly, where I am only dealing with a few privileged people,
Hmm.
and Sania comparatively dealing with the other lot, uh,
Hmm.
where I am very well aware that I might. It might be very difficult for me to sometime even negotiate that path where it cannot be and I'm not saying the taboo is not there here.
Hmm.
Trust me, I had gone to one of the international highly privileged school in Gurgawa for
Hmm.
sex education,
Okay.
and one day before I get a call because they asked me to share the presentation beforehand because they want to check it.
Okay.
They told me you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this.
It was censored.
I immediately gave them a call. I said,
Okay.
what is the problem?
Hmm.
Are we doing sex education?
Hmm.
Are we just going to fill an empty slot?
Hmm. Very true.
Get me very clear, what are we doing? They were like,
हाँ.
nahi ma'am, kal parents aa jayenge, they'll ask us this, they'll scream for this. I said, do one favor to me, I'll cover it.
Hmm.
Make a provision that none of you sit in that session.
हाँ. Hmm.
Because then you can give yourself an excuse, sorry ma'am, we didn't hear it, so it
Hmm.
went,
हाँ.
we'll scold that person, get over with it. But
Hmm.
trust me, that would not happen. So
Hmm.
sadly, even in Gurgawa, in the highest privileged schools,
Hmm.
we had around 50% of the population which was okay and not okay. Because when I
Hmm.
was talking to them and I was talking about sex education,
Hmm.
there were 20%, 30% children who had actually talked about it well in depth with their
Hmm.
parents.
That's a very small number. One third almost.
And this is highly privileged
Highly
school, highly
privileged means.
privileged place, everything.
Hmm.
There were rest of them, there was at least 30% which had heard something,
हाँ.
but was like, we don't want to talk about it, we
Yeah.
want to just shy away from it.
Hmm. Yes.
And there were some who were curious about what was happening in the class,
Hmm.
and at least let's hear to this.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is how the situation is, and this is the privileged people I'm talking about.
Hmm.
The
I,
society in depth is much at a lower place. So
hmm.
the whole problem comes, men or women,
Hmm.
we all need to support the people in our life with PCOS or any sexual aspect is
Any.
by basically being sensitive of it, and that means basically first of all understanding it.
Hmm.
So
Right.
understanding is the key.
and it's such a lack, इतना team associated है उसके साथ, topic के साथ, कि people will never be able to support people if they don't even want to talk about it. कैसे support करोगे आप? And nobody wants to discuss this point. But that was a very very interesting perspective, ma'am, कि privileged schools में ये हाल है, इतनी परसेंटेज के बच्चों को ही पता होता है, उसके बाद भी देयर इज दिस केस कि उनके पेरेंट्स आ जाएंगे, इवन व्हेन थिंग्स आर सो मच डिरेल्ड. आजकल द मोर योर चाइल्ड नोज, द मोर you can assure that they're safe outside. When there is lack of knowledge with your child, they're actually in more danger, because अगर आपने ऑलरेडी उस चीज को शेम के साथ एसोसिएट कर दिया है, why will they talk about it? Even if something happens, they will not disclose it to you, and that is such a serious thing. That is so dangerous. But
Indeed, the worst part is everything is available online, and so do children know about it. But the
yes,
fact is that do they know it from the right source?
yes, exactly. They know about it from a perspective that's not even real. And then
Reality check was done to me by one of my client who said, we were so uncomfortable. Means he was talking retrospectively. He said we as a group of boys were very uncomfortable with pubic hairs of the female because we thought it was basically not supposed to be there. Because
okay,
we watched porn movies and
yeah.
it never had it. So one of the marriage broke because of that. I was like, come to reality.
Yeah. That is very sad. That is very sad, but this is true. Although it's
Yes.
sad, but it's true. This generation, उनके पास है access सब चीज का, लेकिन I don't know how do we negotiate the pros and cons at this point. अगर schools में ये हाल है जहाँ पे they should be guided about these things. Sania, I have a question for you. PCOS से relationships कैसे affect होते हैं, especially mood swings और fatigue की वजह से? How do PCOS actually affects relationships? Okay.
So basically that normal relationship have that relationship issues there.
Yeah.
But when we talk about PCOS, when like आपके partner, if it is supportive, then it will be manageable. Like he or relationship with your family as well. तो वो चलेगा अगर if your parents are accepting you, your parents are supporting you, तो there is a emotional stability in the patient जो है जिनको PCOS है, तो उनको ये इमोशनल स्टेबिलिटी रहती है कि एटलीस्ट आई एम हियर, आई एम सेफ हियर, तो यहाँ मैं अपनी चीजें डिस्कस कर सकती हूँ. बट व्हेन देयर इज अ रिलेशनशिप वेयर द पर्सन सेल्फ डजंट वांट टू एक्सेप्ट हिम हरसेल्फ, वहां पे प्रॉब्लम बहुत ज्यादा आएगी. जब PCOS, तो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ मूड स्विंग्स, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ challenges related to self because the patient itself not able to understand what is going on with me. तो
अपने आप को नहीं समझ
frustrations, वो एंगर, वो छोटी बात पे चिढ़ जाना, वो बहुत ज्यादा होता है. और व्हेन इन रिलेशनशिप अगर सामने वाला इंसान आपको इतना नहीं समझ रहा है, तो देयर कुड बी अ लॉट ऑफ इश्यूज, जनरल प्रॉब्लम्स. वो चीज एकदम इतनी एक्सट्रीम एक्सेसिव हीट के साथ बाहर निकलती है. वो कुछ टाइम के लिए वो सडनली एक वो ब्रेकअप का स्टेज आ जाता है कि बस अब मुझे इस इंसान के साथ रहना नहीं है, ये मेरे से रोज रोज ये मूड स्विंग्स नहीं झेले जाते. बट वो इंसान वो समझ नहीं पा रहा कि ये खुद से कर रही है कैसे. तो फर्स्ट थिंग वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द बिगर पिक्चर. जो हम बिगर पिक्चर की तरफ जाते हैं इज नॉट लाइक PCOS के साथ, तो इट्स लाइक कि आप समझो उस चीज को, कोई और नहीं बात कर रहा है, तो दैट पर्सन इज विद यू वेयर ही शी ओपन लाइक शी ओपन्स अप अ लॉट विद यू. वो हम एक रिलेशनशिप बोलते हैं ना, वी शो अवर रियल सेल्फ टू दैट पर्सन.
राइट.
जब वो रियल सेल्फ वो इंसान दे रहा है आपको, तो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट पर्सन. वो बिगर पिक्चर की तरफ जाओ. अगर वो मूड स्विंग्स हो रहे हैं या क्या हो रहा है, तो देयर कुड बी अ रीजन. जब आपको रीजन पता चल जाता है, देयर इज ऑलरेडी अनकंडीशनल पॉजिटिव रिगार्ड्स हम उसको बोलते हैं, वो एक्सेप्टेंस ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाए. जब ऐसा होता है ना कि मैं खुद को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पा रही, बट सामने वाले इंसान ने जो मेरे इतने क्लोज है उसने मुझे एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, तो ऑटोमेटिकली देयर इज अ कॉन्फिडेंस इन दैट पर्सन कि मतलब जब ये कर सकते हो तो व्हाई नॉट मी, मैं भी तो खुद को अपने आप को उस तरीके से देखूं, मैं भी तो अपनी खुद चीजों को उनको करना शुरू करूं, तो वहां पे बैलेंस बहुत ज्यादा आ जाता है। मूड स्विंग्स तो जनरली भी बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं, बट इस चीज में एक्सट्रीम, क्योंकि एक तो होता है कि आपके वो रेगुलर हैं तो इट्स फाइन, वो एक स्टेबिलिटी रहती है, बट जब वो इरेगुलर है तो इट कैन बी सी आपकी बॉडी उतना ही लेगी जितना उसको रिक्वायर होगा।
हाँ,
इट कैन बी मेंटली और फिजिकली। जब वो एक्सेसिव होगा वो किसी ना किसी तरीके से बाहर निकालेगा। जब आप बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेस होगा, बहुत ज्यादा इमोशनल ब्रेकडाउन, तो यू गेट टीयर्स, वो एक्सेसिव है ना, वो निकलेंगे आपके बाहर। आप नहीं तो हेडेक होना शुरू हो जाएगा, कॉन्स्टिपेशन की प्रॉब्लम शुरू होना हो जाएगी। तो पीसीओएस में मूड स्विंग्स होने बिल्कुल लाजमी है। वो इरिटेशन में हो सकते हैं, वो डिप्रेशन की तरफ जाके हो सकते हैं, वो चीजों को लेके टेंशन हो सकती है कि ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा, ये नहीं हुआ तो क्या, क्रॉनिक स्ट्रेस की तरफ, छोटी छोटी चीजों को लेके जो चीज बहुत नॉर्मल है वो उसको भी लेके वो बहुत बड़ा वो चीज इसके अंदर कर देते हैं।
एंड आयरोनिकली अगर आप समझेंगे नहीं तो इट विल ओनली गेट वर्स। अगर आप
या
मूड समझेंगे तो वो और खराब होंगे।
बहुत खराब होंगे। इवन अगर फैमिली भी सपोर्ट नहीं कर रही है, वो बच्चा थोड़ा सा बोल देता तो देयर कुड बी, आप अपने बड़ों को डिसरिस्पेक्ट से नहीं बोल सकते,
हम्म
दैट कुड
हम्म
बी अ गुड थिंग, आपको जनरली नहीं बोलना चाहिए।
हम्म
बट जब वो उसको खुद ही नहीं पता उसके साथ हो क्या रहा है इंटरनली, तो वो कैसे समझा पाएगा आपको ये चीज?
वेरी ट्रू।
तो फिर
दैट
पेरेंट्स का वो एक लाइक मैंने बोला, वो पेरेंट्स सीधे बोलते बदतमीज होती जा रही है तू दिन ब दिन, कैसे बोल रही है तू, ऐसे कैसे बोलते हैं। वो फिर वो मदर को ब्लेम करते हैं इस चीज पे, वहां पे भी फिर
हाँ
वो वुमेन फैक्टर आ जाता है
हाँ,
कि तुमने तो इसको कुछ कहा ही नहीं, समझाया ही नहीं। मदर
हम्म
समझ रहे, बट वो फादर बहुत इसमें वो जेंडर का बहुत ज्यादा
रोल है।
इसके अंदर। और
हम्म
वो एक लड़की है तो उसको जैसे समझाया जाएगा वो वैसे ही करेगी, प्रॉब्लम के
हम्म
साथ है तो। पीसीओएस के साथ तब भी उसको, वो उनके लिए तो नॉर्मल ही है, उनको क्या फर्क पड़ता, वो सीधी सादी है, बस वेट बढ़ गया तो वेट के लिए टोक दो, अजीब
हम्म
सा फीचर्स आ रहा है तो ध्यान नहीं दे रही
हम्म
खाने पे, बाहर का तला पला बंद कर दे, देख फुंसियां निकलाई फेस के ऊपर। दे डोंट
हम्म
नो ये किस वजह से हो रहा है, वो नहीं खा
हम्म
रहे तब भी उसको ये चीजें हो रही हैं। देयर
हम्म
कुड बी अ लॉट,
हम्म
सो इट अफेक्ट्स अ
लैक
लॉट।
ऑफ empathy and compassion overall,
या
समझना नहीं चाहते हैं और फिर उससे ironically it gets worse. That was a very good perspective again, Sania. We're running a little short on time, so we're moving on to the next part. यहाँ पे we will talk about how we can manage these things. So tips or tricks or anything that has worked for your patients. So first, Deepali ma'am, what has worked for your patients? And then Sania, I would like to know your perspective as well.
See, I have tried to first of all see that the person is more comfortable with themselves.
Hmm.
I have usually worked on their whole concept of self,
Hmm.
their individual aspect, because ultimately, seeing that PCOS is not about just PCOS, one of the biggest impact which was going to ultimately happen on an individual is also
Hmm.
about the fertility part of it.
Hmm. Right.
So one and looks around it, and the marriage is obviously the product. So basically, before running into marriage, if the person comes to me beforehand, I
Hmm.
basically before that also want the individual to work on the concept of acceptance of self.
Hmm. That's
So
anyway important.
that's what is the most important aspect in marriage. Obviously, if it is a healthy marriage, we
Hmm.
can look at the support coming from the partner, but ultimately
Hmm.
it is about self acceptance. It
Self-esteem.
is yes, in marital cases it becomes an additional aspect as to how can we seek support from the partner also,
Hmm.
so that the image of the female is well maintained,
Hmm.
giving her enough support because there are genuine problems.
Hmm.
There could be pelvic pain, weight gain, TSH. TSH in
Hmm.
itself is a hormone which impacts a lot of mental issues.
Very
Uh,
true.
so it's going to impact all other factors.
Hmm.
Looks are going to be impact acne and other stuff.
Hmm.
This reminds me of the fact that there was a person whom I knew initially, whose doctor suggested her that you have issue, just go get married and have your first baby, everything will be resolved. And I was like, okay, ये
That
कहाँ
was
से आ गए
professional.
हैं? This was a doctor, not a psychiatrist, a doctor who had
Hmm.
recommended. And I was like, sorry, I don't know what to react to this. So basically, this tips is basically a lot of working on our own self, as an individual. PCOS is just one aspect of ourself. It is it is just this form due to hormonal imbalances, environmental factors, lifestyle factors. Yes, we can somewhat work on it. Some things are something beyond our control also. So we need to be very careful about how to handle ourselves. We have to be comfortable with ourselves. We are not perfect beings, and we don't
Yes,
need to be perfect beings.
everyone is
So
flawed.
accepting ourselves, understanding ourselves, being comfortable with ourselves,
Hmm.
and that will make us live with our life much better.
Hmm. I
That's
un-
what is that is what is the key to life.
hmm. I understand.
We are not of a generation where the purpose of the female is just to produce a progeny.
Child, you're right.
And trust me, in medical system today
Hmm.
can produce babies, mostly not in the extreme cases, but in most PCOS cases, they can still manage to still have
Conceive.
babies.
Yes.
So our medical system is at its peak
Peak.
currently.
Revolutionized
So
completely.
we need not need to work on that. The
Hmm.
idea is accepting ourselves.
Relationship.
Accepting ourselves. There are certain paths which are caused because of medical reasons, but
Hmm.
our own conception of our own self
Hmm.
has a huge impact on how we see ourselves
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
how
Hmm.
it will impact ourselves. So
Hmm.
we need to work on that aspect.
That
So
was
that's
very,
the key.
very key, very important. I totally understand. The relationship with the self is what comes first.
Yeah.
Without it, you cannot go beyond. Seeking help from anyone else will be irrelevant. अगर आपका अपने आप से ही relationship सही नहीं है तो. That was very, very, very valid. Sanya, your perspective as well, since you've also dealt with patients, I would like to know what worked for your clients.
The as the first thing ma'am said, acceptance is the priority, but the
जी.
second one is expression.
Hmm.
Expressing yourself to your close ones is the
Hmm.
good thing. But I see patient, they are saying कि हम किसी के सामने ऐसे बोलते हैं, तो there can be chances कि they judge them.
Hmm.
To be a close one, still they judge because there is a judgmental factor in every human being.
Hmm.
So express yourself
Hmm.
to, like, as in our therapies, we give a homework of expressing. Just
Hmm.
take a pen and paper, whatever comes in your mind,
Hmm.
just write it down. You don't have to think, or like this is the thing that you get secure. Now you
Hmm.
are not being judged. You are just expressing yourself.
Hmm.
So expression is the most important thing, and expression is not just of writing pen or paper. It can be through art. It can be through
Hmm.
your dance.
हाँ.
Can be through your any skill that you
Yes.
are good
Hmm.
at. It's
Hmm.
cooking you can do
Hmm.
with
Hmm.
that. So this is the thing, that expression is the one of the most important thing.
Hmm.
That your
Hmm.
physical health, connection with nature,
Hmm.
that is the important thing. When you go for a simple 10 to 20-minute walk in a nature without your phones,
Hmm.
and when you appreciate the beauty,
Hmm.
when you just settle down and being mindful to yourself, just sit in a grass and close your eyes and feel the breezes, feel the sounds of birds,
Hmm. Hmm.
sparrows. That is the great thing. That is like work
Very
like
simple.
a therapy to a person.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this is for the normal person. As a PCOS, these things help the person in a
Hmm.
better way. In normal, this is also the stress management. You can manage your stress. Just take 10 to 15 minutes for yourself in your whole working day,
Hmm. Hmm.
and your life will be normal.
I understand.
Yeah.
That Solid advice. Thank you so much, Sania. I'm really sorry we ran a little bit off time. We're already at 4. Thank you so much, everyone. We've covered almost all the topics. I've kept on taking questions so that I don't have a backlog at the end. So that was well managed. And I thank everyone for being here today. Thank you so much, Deepali ma'am. Thank you so much, Sania, for being here. Your insights were valuable. And I really think that this is going to have a ripple effect, like the conversation that we had today. These things are not talked about, and ye zaruri hai abhi. It's like the need of the hour, because as women come out of their homes, they develop an identity. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो नहीं पता, lack है. So they need to be covered, and it was wonderful. This was a wonderful session. Really, I thank you guys so much for being here today. I'm going to have a short survey for everyone to tell me about how this session went, and आप लोगों को कैसा लगा, topic relevant लगा नहीं लगा. I'm just going to share those things here, and these are the handles that Positivity has. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And that way we can stay connected for the latest updates. हम recorded अपने जो sessions होते हैं उनको भी डालते हैं social media पे. You'll be able to access them, and you can gain that insight if you weren't able to attend. So for the feedback, I am going to have the first question around here. Kindly see that it's there on your screens, everyone who is attending. आप लोग आंसर कर सकते हैं. All right. And in case anybody has any suggestions, please do let me know. I think ma'am has already run out of time. I think उनका कोई session था जिसकी वजह से she had to leave. Anyway, I'll personally thank her for that. She's back, thank God. I thought that maybe she got locked out. Let me give an opportunity. Let me have the opportunity to thank you guys properly before we leave. This was a good session. I've got a good feedback for it. Next question is on your screen now. Just one sec. Here. I think the question would be there. And feedback is what we thrive on, everyone. Deepali ma'am, I'll be staying in touch with you. Sanya, I've already been in touch with you. This was wonderful. And I'm looking forward to having much more such enlightening sessions, not just for people who are having issues. Normal awareness honi chahiye, urban areas mein to especially. So today's topic was found relevant, and it was okay, great. Next question is there, and that is the last question I'm going to have for the feedback. I think people would be able to see it on their screens. After that, we'll be communicating with all the attendees via mail, और जो भी मेरे पास feedback आता है, I'll be sharing with the panelists as well, and we'll be coming up with another webinar. एक webinar है scheduled in this month on 22nd or 23rd of March, that is Sunday, and it is on depression and anxiety. Since उसके बारे में काफी ज़्यादा बात हो रही थी, we picked up that topic कि काफी ज़्यादा population है which is actually having these issues, and they actively want to talk about it. So we kept that as one of the themes. We got really good reviews again. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Thank you so much, Sanya. Thank you so much, Deepali ma'am. This was wonderful. I'm going to stay in touch with you, and I'm looking forward to having more such great sessions. People who are new to Positivity, kindly follow us and stay updated. In case you do need any therapy, you can reach out to us. We have Horain, we have Mehek. They'll be able to help you out with that. Thank you so much for attending, and we're looking forward to having another great session soon, hopefully on 23rd, and then again with Sania ma'am and with Deepali ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone. It was
Thank you
great.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.